Hello everybody, welcome back to 10-Minute Reviews. Jason here, bringing you today's video. So real fast, I don't want to make this too long for an intro, so I'm going to try and compress it. Thank you very much to our fans. Thank you very much to our patrons. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book, any other applicable links. And don't forget to check the end of the videos for details on our contest. I'm going to be running a contest on the main channel, and I'm going to have a couple of contests on the Patreon. So don't forget to check that as well. Got a bunch of signed books and stuff that I want to give away. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. Don't forget to check those links down below, guys. Got more information down there. Catch you soon. So for today, I want to talk about an author I haven't talked about before and a book I haven't talked about before. I know I've mentioned to some of you guys that me and some friends of mine have this little reading club, little book club that we'll pick a book or a series and we'll all read it together. That way we can discuss it and we've come across some pretty interesting ones. So for this one around, this one had actually been my suggestion. I wanted to go back to almost a not quite a legendary author, but a very, very well-known author with a very, very well-known book. So I chose Ursula Le Guin, and we read the first book of the Earthsea Chronicles, Earthsea Cycle, whatever it may be called. So book one of Earthsea. This came out decades ago, was very well received, very well-known book. Ursula K. Le Guin is a fantasy icon. Absolutely phenomenal author, and this book was originally intended to be a standalone book, but because of how popular it was, she eventually went and wrote further books within the series. But book one, we are dealing with our character Ged, G-E-D. I'm not exactly sure how it would be pronounced. And one of the interesting things that Le Guin did, and this is back in like the 60s and 70s, is that she had commented and noticed how strange it was that all fantasy books, all the characters were a very, very certain, very specific ethnicity, and she writes it a little bit differently. It's not pushed to the forefront, but there's definitely enough hints that there's very few characters of the normal ethnicity that you might see. Now, Ged is an interesting character. He's, a poor boy from a poor family. Anyway, he's just a little fishing town boy, but he has just the tiniest hint of, well, not the tiniest hint, he's got some magical ability. Now, his town does have some, one person that knows a little bit of magic and tries to teach Ged, and he learns a little bit. And then some things occur, attacks on his town and such, that really showcases how strong his magic potential is. He casts a very, very low-level spell that does things that should not have been able to do with the amount of power that he has. Now, of course, this damages him slightly, but luckily he is rescued or healed by sort of a traveling wizard, an extremely powerful traveling wizard that then sort of takes him under his wing, says, you can apprentice with me, you've got a lot of power, I will teach you, and takes him to his home in another town. Now, one of the things that is kind of Ged's downfall throughout most of this book is pride. He is a very, very proud and very impatient person, and he doesn't deal with people challenging him, doesn't deal with his own personal weaknesses or perceived weaknesses. So as he trains with this new master, over time learns a few things, but he's not learning at the pace that he wants to learn at. And he asks his master about that. His master eventually gives him a choice. Now, he's lived with his master for a decent length of time at this point, and his master gives him a choice and says, look, I will give you my blessing and a recommendation to go to the magic school, this magic academy on this island, where you can be taught the way you want to be taught, learn the things you want to learn. Or you can stay and continue learning with me at my pace and the way I think you should learn. It's up to you, no hard feelings either way. They've already grown very, very, very close, and Ged makes the decision that he wants to go to this academy. So he does. Now, going to the academy, he's actually pretty far behind. He's got an enormous well of power within him. He's extraordinarily powerful potential wizard. Basically has a very deep well of magic, but has almost no clue how to use it, does not have the skill, the refinement that some of these other students have. And there's a couple extremely cocky and arrogant students, and again, Ged, pride and arrogance. So due to his own pride, his own arrogance, and his own pushback against these not really bullies. They don't really physically bully him all that much, but they definitely verbally challenge him a lot. And honestly, a lot of it is his own damn fault if he wasn't so arrogant and proud. And sometimes he takes things way too far. So he makes a mistake. He makes a mistake, and this mistake leads to him accidentally summoning something extremely powerful, something even his own masters, the teachers at the school, can't deal with. In fact, one of them dies trying to deal with it. So Get has to leave the school. Get has to leave the school, and he goes to be kind of a local town's wizard way up in the I think the north. The interesting thing about the Earthsea world is it's just a series of islands. It's no great landmass. It's all series of islands. So boats and seafaring and water plays a huge part in it. There are dragons. Those are pretty cool when they do pop up. But most of it, after he leaves the academy, is him reconnecting with one or two friends, making some new friends, learning more about the world, and learning more about himself. After the events of his great mistake, he humbles himself quite a bit. He has gotten rid of most of his pride, and now he really just wants to live in peace. But unfortunately, he had released this great evil, and this great evil is coming for him, and is going to be tracking him, and it's going to be something he's going to have to deal with one day. And that's what the latter half of the book deals with, is Ged's learning about himself and about magic and about the people around him. He's betrayed at one point greatly, but manages to get his way out of that. He loses a few fights, he wins a few fights, and ultimately he does finally come face to face, a few times actually, with this great evil that he had released. And we get to the culmination of his story, of Ged's story, even though it's more of his origin story, which is probably why Leguin ended up coming out with more books. Although you definitely get a lot of hints, because he talks about, oh, I didn't see this person, I didn't realize what this was until decades down the road when I had to deal with this great thing. That it definitely makes it very, very clear that Ged eventually becomes kind of the preeminent powerhouse, sort of the Gandalf of this world. So I'm not sure if the further books will actually be stories about Ged, because there are definitely some loose threads that are left regarding other people or other incidences within this world as well. But fantastic book. You guys have got to check out Earthsea. Ursula K. Leguin was a fantastic author, and it was great stuff. So thank you everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye now. Welcome back. So for our contests. So for the contest here on the main channel, I'm going to be running 2 contests for this month. The contest will end at the end of April. Just email me at reviewsin10@gmail.com. Put contest in the subject line so I do not skip past it. I do get a lot of emails. And I'm actually going to be running 2 contests. Email me for the first contest. Email me your suggestions for 4 categories of books. You don't have to send me 4 suggestions. Some people don't read certain categories, and that is certainly fine. Just email me your suggestions of books that I have not reviewed. Doesn't mean I haven't read them, but that I have not reviewed, in 4 genres: sci-fi, lit RPG, cultivation, and the harem lit. Of course, I'm missing fantasy, but that comes up a lot with cultivation and with lit RPG and with the harem lit, so I'm just kind of leaving that one out. And I will pick of my favorites out of that. I will pick a winner, and I have a signed copy of Advent 9 by T. Alan Horn, and that will be going to that winner. I do actually have a bunch of books for further contests as well, but it's a signed copy of Advent 9 by T. Alan Horn that I will send out to the winner. And the second contest going on the main channel is pick a book. Pick a book that you've read that I have not reviewed, and email me a quick little personal review. If you can talk me into reading that book, the winner of that one will receive a signed copy of J.J. Thorne's Apocalypse Assassin, right? Yeah, Apocalypse Assassin, which I've reviewed this one. I've also reviewed Advent 9. So again, put contest in the subject line, and if you're interested in maybe getting a complete set of Mickey Kare's or the Heavy Weight of It All Book 1, also signed, check out our Patreon. I've got 2 contests that will be going on there as well. Thanks everybody. Hope you guys enjoy the videos, and don't forget to email me. Bye now.